Oh, there we go. Should work now. There we go. Finally. I didn't have it plugged in. I'm a bit autistic. Anyways, hello, welcome ladies and gentlemen to Monza, and we're here with the first division of PlayStation, and we can see we're a bit delayed. 12 minutes left of qualifying, and basically Ratty Gullet has gone pole with 119.7. Jamie Morris is in second, and then we've got CRE Vogel in third position, the last spot on the podium. You can see the two Ferraris passing each other here. Maybe some tactical factors playing a part here. The two Ferraris very close to each other, could be giving each other toes. And yeah, got 20 drivers here, all wanting to show what they can do. And fun fact, the winner actually gets a cool graphic design made by the one and only Julian Locke. Very talented graphic designer, shout out to him, he's amazing. And we can see some drivers opting to go on the mediums on the alternate strategy. That includes Ramontic, Narval, Pyro, Casper and Cobras. A few new faces here. We can see Wheelo is here, Division 2 driver, who's now reserving. Then we've got Casper, and another new driver is Vogel. And of course we can see the return of Pyro, who when he used to be here, he was very good, very talented. I think he was actually in P1 in the standings for a few rounds, and then he had to leave for a brief while, but he's back and better than ever, as we can see running final corner. I've got COVID, so I might sound a bit weird, but nevertheless I want to commentate because I do not want to miss a race of this amazing season. This is going to be the last race before a season break of 2 weeks for the Easter break, so make sure to make the most of today's race, and hopefully we can get all the best bits from our point of view. We can see 6 drivers yet to set a lap. Ratty Gullet has gone pole currently with a few tenths, and then second place is Jamie Morris in the Alpine. Got a bit of a blocked nose. See CRE Vogel so far doing very well in the Ferrari first race. What can the debutant do? I believe he's Dutch. I don't even know the corner names are. I feel so stupid anyway. It looks very nice and tidy from the Ferrari so far. I think he had to lift a bit through there, but keeping it clean, and into the final corner he goes a really twisty right-hander. He needs to nail it, try not to go too wide because he can lose a lot of lap time. And I think he does go quite wide, but still keeps it clean, and he's going to finish off the lap. It's going to be 121, and it's going to keep him in P3, and he does improve by 1 tenth though. And you can see Jax Gaming in P4, the reserve driver, driving the McLaren tonight. And then you see Adakov, who's previously known as Temp. He is in P5 in the Haas, the current championship leader. Then you've got Snell, second race here in SBS, and as a matter of fact it's in Italy. His first race was in Italy, second race in Italy as well. I think he loves to race in Italy, he does Smell. We can see Leighton on his outlap, P7 for him currently. Then we've got a Pellic in the Haas. Then we've got more games in Mercedes, and then Ramontic also in the Mercedes. Can anyone beat Ratty Gullet's time of a 119.7 though? That's my question. Casper, P13, he's on his outlap. Pyro, P12, he's also on an outlap at the moment. Oh, I feel so weird. Oh, this block nose really getting to me. And Wheelo, rounding final corner, what can he do? He's going to finish off the lap. It's going to put him into P2, a very nice lap. Second person into 119, so it's 119.8 from him. 10th off of the time of the Dutch man Ratty Gullet. We can see a lot of Dutch people have joined the league, and we love to see that. We love our Dutchies. Possible Max Verstappen's. See Jamie Morris in the Alpine getting a nice toe of the Mercedes of Ramontic, a sneaky toe. Ramontic didn't want to give the toe, but nevertheless Jamie Morris got it. And rounding the final corner, he goes extremely wide, and he's going into the boxes. Vogel also in the boxes. Jax Gaming on an outlap, so is Adakov. Snell boxes. Leighton takes the runoff, invalidating his lap time. So you guys are just gonna have to get used to my voice, because for the next hour and a half you'll be hearing this voice screaming in the race. And of course in qualifying, we've got 10 minutes left of this qualifying session. Oh, 7, sorry, got 7 minutes left, and that gives the driver some more time to get in some decent laps. Let's see what a Pellet can do. Can he set a good lap here? He's in sector 1, goes 800s faster than this previous lap time. Get a nice camera angle of this very annoying corner. He does it very nicely into the you see a tyre in the middle of the track, but Pellet avoids it nicely, and he's on the absolute limit as a Pellet, as he's taking all these corners very nicely. I think he's going to be up a few tenths on his lap time by the end of the lap. As into sector 3 he goes. What can the Haas driver do? No, he's a tenth down on his time. That's not what he wants. That is certainly not what he wants. And I think don't think he's going for another lap actually. And yeah, that's it for him. See Pyro nabs pole. Oh, Pyro nabs pole to 119.5 from the McLaren. Ramonetic in second, and got Rutty Gullet. Rutty Gullet improving by 500ths of a second. What can he do? The Ferrari driver speeding into the final corner, the famous Parabolica. Rutty Gullet takes this Parabolica nicely, and he loses the rear a bit from what I saw, but he's going to finish the lap, and it's going to be a 119.490, and he goes pole, takes it away from Pyro. It's pole for the Ferrari at the home race. The Scuderia, the prancing horses, have taken what is theirs. They've taken what's theirs, yeah. And Rutty Gullet's into P1 where the Ferrari belongs. Can Vogel match him though? He's rounding the first 2 corners. The Variante Rettifilio it's called, and into Curve Grande. And it takes Curve Grande flat out as always, then into Variante del Roggia it's called. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, very annoying. And then now into Lesmo 1, the right hander. How will he take it? Very nicely, and now speeds into Lesmo 2. Needs to take a lot of this curve, and he does so very nicely, and a nice exit as well. And now in Saraglio into Ascari. What can he do? This long straight leading up to Variante Ascari. He's a 4 tenths up on his time. Is CRE Vogel, and he takes Ascari very nicely. Now he's entering Parabolica. How can he take Parabolica? Will he take it nicely? Rutty Gullet, you can see there, just watching the other Ferrari driver, his teammate. Out of Parabolica he goes, and now onto Rettifilio Tribune, it's called. Will he take pole? He's going to take P3. A 119.578, a few hundredths off of Pyro's lap time. And we can see how close the times are. He's top 6, all into the 119s, but of course 4 minutes left, and that's 4 minutes for all these drivers to keep improving on their lap times. Let's see who's on a lap. Crispal backs out. Is more games on a lap? I think he is, yeah, in sector 2. He is now entering, I think that is Ascari, yeah, into Ascari, into Variante Ascari. Sorry for my shit Italian. But he takes Ascari very nicely, and into Parabolica he goes. This long straight, which actually doesn't have a name if I'm not mistaken. Well, at least this track now doesn't show a name. Into Ascari, takes a nice line. Oh, he loses the rear here a lot. The back end steps out. That's not what he wanted at all. That must have cost him so much time, and that is certainly not what he wants. Vogel backs out, and most of the drivers into the boxes now. Emmerich Boss 8 tenths up on his lap time. I don't think he'll keep it going. He's going into Ascari though. But I don't think he's going to finish that lap off. Don't think it's going to improve for him. And now all the drivers are going to come out of the boxes. 8 viewers. Hello everyone. You guys can chat if you like. I'll be viewing your comments when I'm not watching this intense qualifying session. Will the cars be piling up at the end. I'm not sure, but I think they will be. There could be a massive pile-up, just like we saw in real life F1. We could see some traffic paradise. More games, not going to improve. Snell's on an outlap. What can he do? A Pelic also. Everyone's going to be on an outlaps now, and we can see by the track map, look at the low right, so you can see everyone's piling up in that second sector, I think around Lesmo 2 and Seraglio. That is straight there, now into Ascari. Yeah, a lot of people in outlaps indeed. Can't catch anyone on a hot lap. Oh, a Pelic's on a hot lap. He's taken the first two corners very nicely. I mean, not a corner, that is class's corner. I think it's Variante del Figlio. And now into Curve Grande, takes it very nicely into Variante della Roggia. How will he take Variante del Roggia? Takes it very cleanly, or just about, into Lesmo 1. This nice right-hander. Don't need to take too much of the curve, but in Lesmo 2 you do need to take all of that curve for the perfect lap. He takes quite a bit, but not a lot, into Seraglio, this long straight leading up to Variante Ascari. How will he take Ascari? He's 700s yet up on his lap time. Takes Ascari quite neatly. And now into Parabolica goes, the final corner. This long lead up to Parabolica, flat out. It's a super long straight. If you have a slipstream here, then you're guaranteed to improve by a few hundreds. And a Pelic out of Parabolica, and then what is he going to do? The Haas driver is going to be at 1:20.0, and it's going to put in P7 just in front of Jamie Morris. Everyone on laps currently. Who's going fastest? We can see Leighton gets out of the way very nicely for Narval. Nearly collided. What can Pyro do? I think he's backing out. He's not on a lap just yet. Ramonetic a 10th up. What can Ramonetic do? Keep an eye out for a Ramonetic finishing off Parabolica on the absolute limit on that white line by a few millimeters. Oh my lord, he must have had a panic attack coming out of Ascari, now into Parabolica. And if he keeps going how he was into Ascari, then I think it's going to be pole for Ramonetic. It is pole. It's a 1:19.431. Nabs pole from Ratty Gullet, who is on a lap. The Ferrari. What can he do? He's 600s up. It's not a purple sector 1 though. He needs to improve to guarantee P1 in this race. Pyro is going to start his lap, and I'm going to stay on board with Ratty Gullet. And he's going into, I think this is Lesmo 2. And takes Lesmo 2 pretty neatly, activating the DRS on the lead up to Variante Ascari. And then it's Parabolica, 2 corners left and 2 crucial corners, 900s up, and this could be pole position for the Ferrari driver. Takes Ascari very nicely, not quite on the limit like Ramonetic is though. He kept it more clean and more controlled. And now into Parabolica, the nice right-hander. And he takes it extremely nicely. And Ratty Gullet, this could be pole position for the Ferrari. Will the Ferrari take pole at its home race? Yes, he will. It's a 1:19.3 from Ratty Gullet, and it is pole position for the Prancing Horses here at their home track in Monza. And the Tifosi must be going crazy now, but Pyro could be here to spoil their show. No, Pyro won't. Can Vogel? No. Can Narval? Not sure who can spoil Rutty's show, the Ferrari show here at Monza. Can Narval spoil his show? We're going to have to wait and see. Into Parabolica goes Narval, and not exactly sure what he's going to set. Oh, Vogel nearly in the way of Narval. Narval's going to finish his lap. It's going to be a 1:19.6, which puts in P5. Respectable lap from him. Jack's Gaming P11. And a lot of people retiring. We see Leighton P16, more gamers P80, and I think that is it for tonight's qualifying session. Can Jax improve on his lap? No, and I think that is pole position for Ratty Gullet here at Monza. And here is the qualifying results. Rutty Gullet takes P1 with a 1:19.3, then it's Romanitich, Pyro, Vogel, Narval, Wheelo, Apelic, Crispal, Snell, Paco. We've got Jax Gaming, Jamie Morris, Adakov, Casper Everson, Border Bold, Leighton, Embrick, More Games, Cobras, and then we've got Owen, who did not set a lap time, very unfortunate for him. He got the race director. Just going to check incidents real quick. There we go. And now we're loading into the much awaited race. I have a good feeling about this race. I have a good feeling. And the lobby is not glitched. That's what we like to see, Codemasters. Thank you. The Cody Lords have blessed us, and that's when you know it's going to be a good race, when Codemasters don't wish the worst upon you. And here we can get a better look at the grid, and we need to get a better look at what tie everyone's starting on. We can see a lot of people opting for the soft, but then of course we've got Jamie Morris, Adakov, Border Bold, Embrick, Cobras all opting for the alternate strategy. And you can see, look at that. Look at Rutty Gullet go. Just an absolutely amazing qualifying. I just gotta say, this man, he's great. He's going to be a superstar in the future. Yeah, he's just fucking rapid. That's all I gotta say about him. You got Ramonitich, P2, another rapid driver. Pyro, P3. And then got Vogel, P4. Shout out to him. Debutant, P4. Quali on its debut, very solid. Got Narval. We saw an absolutely amazing Narval masterclass back in Jeddah a few rounds ago. Hopefully you can see it again. And the infamous Monza turn 1. This is going to be interesting. Certainly going to be a bit interesting into turn 1, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can keep it clean going into turn 1. I'll just remind the drivers not to go for any stupid moves. We see Rutty warming the tyres, and soon we're going to go racing. And the AI takes over, and the drivers are approaching the start. They're taken over by the game as they get into their grid spots. And one driver, the championship leader Adakov, P13. So we could see comeback drive for him. And then be careful, Border Bold, won Division 2 yesterday. So you can't count him out. And then Leighton, of course, Season 1 champion. Never count out the Season 1 champion. And then you've got Cobras, and then Owen. I'm not sure about them too. Anyways, everyone's taking their spots. Owen's the last one. Oh no, there's one more driver. There goes Jamie Morris, taking his time. Look at all these drivers, all still, very still, ready to go. We're getting a nice angle from Ramonitich, and we're going to go racing very soon. Let's hope that everyone readies up. There we go. It's 3, 4, 5 lights, and we're racing in Monza. Everyone gets a very decent start from what I can see. Rutty got it leading. We can see Vogel gets a superb start. He's into P2, and we can see the Aston Martin squeezed off into the grass. There goes Narval, who has to take the runoff. He's been squeezed off into turn 1, takes the runoff. Very unfortunate for him. We can see Wheelos out of the race, and absolute carnage at the start. I'm not sure what's gone on there. We've got yellow flags into sector 1. Rutty got it flying away. We've got Vogel behind, Pyro in P3. Then you've got the Haas of a Pellic. What's going on behind? We can see Red Bull getting spun out. That is Border Bold making a I'm not sure what happened there. We can see the two Red Bulls both side by side of each other at the back of the grid. What's Leighton up to? He's been very unfortunate these past few races. What can he do? He's got wing damage actually. That's very unfortunate for him. I'm going to stay on board with him. He lets his teammate past. I think he's going to box. Let's see what happened to Leighton. That was a crazy start. Rutty Gullet still leads. Pyro in P2, then we've got Vogel. I think Pyro's made the move on Vogel, and you've got a Pellic right behind them too, showing why he's in Division 1. A lot of drivers into the boxes. That includes Leighton, Romantic, and Jack's Gaming. See, Romantic has to box. He has wing damage, and that's so unfortunate with such a good qualifying session. He had to box. Pyro is in P2, the McLaren driver. Superb start from him, making up the positions. Vogel also making up positions, but now needs to try to find a way past the McLaren. Don't think he can do so yet though. What's going on behind? Crispal and Adakov having a little fight. Further back we've got Paco and Owen close together, and then further back we have all those drivers who boxed early on in the race. Vogel is getting close to Pyro, but I don't think he'll be able to get close enough. Pellic is within the DRS range of Vogel, so this will be good for him. Looking good for the Haas driver. So some carnage at turn 1, but of course that's not unusual here in Monza. Rutty Gullet, it's fastest lap. See, Pyro goes fastest actually. So currently the fastest man on the track is Narval. Sorry, P6 is Narval, and you can see he had to take the runoff in the first corner, but he's back and stronger than ever, and he's trolling, not trolling, he's not trolling Snell, he's trailing behind Snell, sorry, in 4P5, and Snell already has a penalty. Pellic is now out of the DRS range of Vogel, and Vogel is closing in on a Pellic. We're into lap 3, so that means DRS is enabled. The McLaren needs to try to defend with all his might from the Ferrari, and Rutty Collins, oh my word, this man is just flying into the distance. Look at him go. The GOAT, he is my GOAT. He's the GOAT of SBS for me. You can see Snell within the DRS of a Pellic, Narval also within the DRS of Snell, so you know the top 6 all quite close together, and then Adakov trailing Jamie Morris. Crispal getting quite close to Adakov, he's within the DRS. Narval makes the move on a Pellic. I think a Pellic had a little incident on the racetrack, which led Narval through. Oh wait, no, Narval was always there. Wait, I'm not sure why we had yellow flags in sector 3. We've got a Mercedes who's off. Who's that? Is that Ramonetic who's off? No, I think it was another Mercedes. We see a Pellic speeding in the pit lane, and he's retired from the session already. That's unfortunate for him. I'm not sure why he's just done that. I think he spun out with his wing damage. Narval got past Snell, and now Snell is trailing Narval. Vogel is still within the DRS of Pyro, but Rutty Gullet is just pulling away from these bunch. The gap is now 3 seconds from Pyro. Oh, Pyro's had a little moment through that corner. That's not great for him. Got fastest lap from Ramonetic, who's coming back. He's back in the race, I think so. and Pyro now heading into Ascari, and following very closely is Vogel. Further back we can see Adakov, also very close, and then what's Leighton up to? He's down in P17, currently in Variante Retifiglio, now into Curva Grande he goes. Cobras has got a penalty. We can see the McLaren driver of Jax Gaming takes Variante del Rogia very nicely into Lesmo 1. He goes, he's in no man's land basically. But one man who's not in no man's land is Crispal. He is very close to Adakov at the moment. He's going to have the DRS as they enter the main straight. Let's see what Crispal can do. We can see Snell making the move back on Narval with the DRS, helping him of course, and Vogel is getting ever so close to Pyro as they are now in Curva Grande, approaching Variante de la Roggia, and then there's one Variante de la Roggia, I think. I'm not sure how you're supposed to pronounce it. Casper's had a spin. Casper's had a spin in the first corner. That's very unfortunate for him. I'm not sure what happened there, but he's had a spin and he's off. That's not great for the Mercedes, for the Alfa Romeo driver on his debut. This is a Mercedes driver. He's into Variante Retifiglio now, and he's had a better race. He had to box obviously in lap 1, but he's doing well. Fastest lap of the race currently is held by him. See Vogel closing in on Pyro still as they enter Ascari. He's getting ever so close now. The gap is 2/10, and he's just closing in. He's getting ever so close to McLaren. Oh, he nearly loses it out of Ascari, but he does very nicely to keep it on the track. And the gap is now 6/10, but he's still going to have the DRS, and that's the most important thing. Entering Ascari, Parabolica. Sorry. And see the Alfa Romeo's had another spin. That's unfortunate for him. And see Jax Gaming behind, and that is the Alfa Romeo's race basically over. And Vogel is closing in again on Pyro. The gap is 2/10 as it was last time, but he can't seem to get past as they exit Variante Retifiglio into Curva Grande. So yeah, Snell and Narval still very close as they are in Curva Grande now, flat out obviously as you enter Variante de la Roggia, which is basically the airplane mode, because if you take too much of the curve you do go airplane mode, and Narval demonstrates very nicely how to take the corner perfectly. Casper Iversen has retired from the session as his race was practically over already. Pyro, little mistake from him as Vogel closes in again, and now let's see can Vogel get a better run out of Ascari than he did last lap. He certainly does. Oh no, he doesn't. They both mess up in Ascari. I'm not sure what went on with them both there, but the gap remains as it was last lap. Narval closing in on Snell as they head up into Parabolica. The gap is now 2.9 seconds between Snell and Vogel. Yellow flags in Sector 1 and Sector 2. Is that Mercedes off? Who's off there? I think that's a Red Bull. I think that is Mr. XFM Cobras who's off. Or it is Mr. Border Bolt. I think it's XFM Cobras. Leighton is in P15 down at the back. And then we can see Narval makes the move on Snell. And Snell trying to make the move back, but he can't quite seem to make it just yet, and he has to concede to Narval. And then further back is Adakov, and then you can see Crispal still trailing Mr. Jamie Morris, the Alpine driver. And let's see these comments. Natalia Raymond, who's this? Hello Natalia. Wait, is this Leighton's girlfriend? Ooh. Hello. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going. XFM Cobras gets a penalty, and he's out of the session. He's DNF'd. We can see not having a great race at all, but he's done it in the pit lane. So we're going to keep going racing with 7 laps done of 27. We see Jamie Morris closing in on Adakov. This is a brilliant battle into Parabolica League Go. I don't need this track map name anymore because I know the names of the track of the corners now. And into Parabolica, and now into Retifio Tribune, into aka the pit straight. As we can see, Jamie Morris activating the DRS on Adakov. Around the outside he goes, and he makes the move before the corner of Variante Rettifilio, and he takes it very nicely into P6. He goes, and that is a brilliant move from the Alpine. And further in front, just in front, are the two Snell and Narval, who are battling, now entering Variante de la Roglia, and they both take it pretty nicely. Snell losing the rear a bit through there until Esmo 1 they go. The nice right-hander. Jamie Morris has had a spin. Jamie Morris, I think he's still going. Very fortunate to hit the wall with his rear and not the front, because otherwise this man would have been doomed. And you can see he rejoins the track just in front of Embrick Boss 7, who's in the Aston Martin. And Jamie Morris, it seems that he's all good to go, and what a lucky man is Jamie Morris. He lifting on the main straight, almost like he's letting Embrick go on the straight. Does he have damage? Oh! Embrick gets all out of shape there, and a brilliant reaction from Jamie Morris. The Aston Martin all out of shape through Ascari. I think Jamie Morris might have damage, I'm not sure though, as he's going to make the move now on Embrick Boss. He does not have damage, he's going to keep going. Snell Narval still battling it out as Narval makes the move on Snell, and Vogel still behind Pyro. The gap is 4/10 now, as we can see. The gap, the window to box is going to open up soon for all those soft runners. Rutty got it, the gap is now 4 seconds between him and Pyro, but when he boxes he's going to be stuck in the midfield with those medium runners like Adakov and Embrick Boss, so he could possibly be getting stuck in traffic, so it's not all over for everyone else. And we can see Vogel still following Pyro closely. And not much action going on there. Let's go further back. You can see Leighton. He's in no man's land, just chilling with more games right on his tail. Then you've got Jack's Gaming and Ramonitich. Border Bold, he's on A-lap on mediums. He's just chilling. And first into the boxes is Rutty Gullet. Pyro's not going to follow him in. And Rutty Gullet is into the boxes. He's certainly going to be stuck in traffic. Vogel gets ever so close to Pyro, but he can't make the move yet. And where is Rutty going to come out of the boxes? This is crucial for Rutty to come out not in traffic, and he comes out of the boxes in P10 of this race behind Owen, Jamie and Embrick. So he's certainly, when he catches up to them, he's going to be in traffic, having to get past all three of those drivers. So this could possibly, it is of course an undercut, even though he's not undercutting anyone because he's in P1 of this race, and at P1 now Pyro needs to overcut him basically. We've got yellow flags in sector 3, not sure who that is. I think it's Mercedes. Is it more games? Yes, it is more games. It's not Ramonitich. Ramonitich is having a pretty good race, even though he got wing damage I think on lap 1. And Pyro's still going strong. Narval's out. Narval's DNF'd. It is not in the boxes, and it's a safety car. The Aston Martin of Narval is out of the race. It's a full course safety car. Oh, that is ever so shit for Mr. Rutty Gullet, who boxed a lap before. And now he's going to have to slow down, and I think Pyro will take P1 in this race. This is going to be ever so close, as Pyro needs to have the perfect pit stop. He has a very nice pit stop, very smooth. Vogel also nice pit stop, nearly gets held up by the Haas there. Jamie Morris doesn't box. Will Pyro come out in front of Rutty? It's going to be ever so close. Yes, he will. Pyro has overcut Rutty with the help of the safety car, of course. And now Rutty's down in net P2 of the race. And now the two strategies really interfering, really mixing here. As we can see, Border not boxing. Jamie Morris neither. And we can see Rutty so unfortunate with that safety car. And we're going to check Discord now, see what's going on. Give me a second. And you can see already cut it. So unfortunate, this safety car. He's put him behind Pyro. And you can see that controversy in turn 1. We've already got reports going. And just to update you guys, we see a report against It's Pyro for actually squeezing Wheelo and making him DNF from the race. So this could be, this is not great for Pyro. He's in net P1 in this race, and he's got fresher tyres than Rutty, bear that in mind. And also bear in mind that 3 laps ago, Rutty Gullet was leading the race by 4 seconds, and now he's stuck behind Pyro. And Pyro's on the fresher tyres, and so is everyone else, except for those who are starting on the mediums, who are on the alternate strategy. We can see Border behind Rutty, and we can see Vogel stuck behind Border, so the 2 teammates won't be able to communicate and make this a tactical opportunity. But now Rutty's going to have the pleasure of racing with everyone, and you can see the safety car is in this lap. Let's see how Jamie Morris will start the safety car. Will it be a slow restart? Hopefully not. Hopefully no one gets wing damage. That would be very unfortunate. Weaving. Is he going to go? When's he going to go? When's the Alpine going to go? When are we going to go racing in Monza? I think we are racing in Monza, in the Autodrome National Le Mans. And we're racing here. The Alpine gets a very nice start. Pyro just behind, and he's not going to make the move yet into the first corner. Adakov makes the move on Border though. Into turn 1, and it's a cleaner turn 1. Then at the restart we can see someone's out of the race. That is Border Bolt, who gets spun around by Adakov, and that's so unfortunate. I saw that coming out of the first corner. And Rutty Gullet is stuck in P3 now behind Jamie Morris. He needs to get past as soon as possible. Crispel is in P5, not a terrible race from him. Vogel losing positions though, down in P6. Leighton gaining, and he's up into P11, the Williams driver. Hopefully he can have a better race than he did in Belgium. Pyro in P1 of the race, very nice from him. Jamie Morris in P2, and then we've got Rutty Gullet, who still needs to make a move on the Alpine of Jamie Morris, but he can't seem to just yet. Adakov in P4, and he's losing time to Rutty Gullet. He's just got back in the DRS, and he's on soft, so he should be faster, technically speaking. Owen Nick is out of the race in Sector 3. Well, he's not out of the race, but he's had a huge spin, I think. So that's not great for him. Anyways, we're going to keep going with the top 4 top 5 actually, very close together, the top 6, top 7, sorry, they're within the DRS of each other, so it's a huge DRS strain all the way from Pyro, and then Vogel making up positions, makes a move on Crispal on the main straight, and that's a very nice move into P5, nice and tidy from Vogel, as Adikov is in P4, Rutty P3. This is not great for Rutty, needs to make these moves, needs to get back behind Pyro, otherwise Pyro's going to pull away, and Jamie Morris won't pull away with him, because he's on 13 lap on mediums, and if Rutty can't get past the man on 13 lap on mediums, then he's certainly not going to be getting past the McLaren with 2 lap on mediums, I mean. And he pulls over to the right, and Jamie Morris makes a questionable defensive move there. As you can see now, Rutty goes side by side with a Haas, who makes the move on him. Rutty Gullet is down into P4, and that's very unfortunate. We see a questionable defensive maneuver from the Alpine of Jamie Morris, which leaves Rutty Gullet down in P4 of the race, and he's losing positions, and the 2 Ferraris are P4 and P5 in the race, both without penalties though, which is good for them. Then we see more games retiring from the session on lap 14 of the race, and it is a safety car once again, another safety car. Another retirement, and this is not great for the Ferrari drivers. Lap 14 of 27, another safety car. Hopefully it's a quick one, because everyone is so close together, there really isn't a need for one. Rutty into the boxes though, along with Crispal. I'm not sure what's happening there. What's he going to box? Oh, he needs a new wing. He's lost his wing. Rutty Gullet has lost the wing, and this is horrible for him. safety car is in this lap. Here we go, we're about to go racing. Timmy Morris yet to box. I'm not sure what he's playing at, but he's on 15 lap on mediums. It would have been the perfect time for him to box now, but it seems he didn't want to. So he's in P2 of the race still, then goes Adakov and then Vogel. Further back we see Rutty Gullit in P9. He needs to be making up those positions, and he needs to make them up quick if he wants to win this race. When are we going to go racing? We're going to go racing now, and we're back on the racing. 16 out of 27 laps, and we're back racing here in SBS into the first corner. Hopefully everything goes well. Rutty making moves, and he takes it nicely into the first corner. Will he make a move on Paco? They go side by side, nearly touching into the Curve Grande, but he's not going to make a move just yet. Oh, he does go for the move down the inside, and he's up into P7 as they enter Variante de la Rogia, and it's a nice Variante for him. As we're going to go back up and rejoin here, we can see Adakov pressuring Jamie Morris as they just exited Lesmo 2 into Seraglio, and then oh no, this is Lesmo 2, sorry, and now they're in Seraglio, and then they're going to enter Variante Escari. We can see Rutty making the moves very quickly, and he's now right on the back of Ramonetic, but Crispel's hanging on to him as they enter Escari, and he's not letting go just yet. Look how close Crispel gets through that corner, pushing him through, literally pushing him through, as they go side by side, entering Parabolica, side by side, Rutty on the inside, and he's lost the position to three drivers in one corner. I think he has wing damage now, does Rutty Gullit, as he enters the boxes. He does have wing damage. That's so unfortunate for him. I'm not sure what happened there. Pyro takes the lead of the race though. And Jamie Morris in P2, and then Adakov, and then Vogel in P4 of the race. And you can see further back, Ramonetic and Rutty both box. I think they have damage to their wings. And Pyro is leading the race, and he's running away with the win now. As you can see, Adakov pressuring the Alpine. But no move to be made just yet. As we can see Vogel very close to Adakov and Jamie Morris. Jack's giving a 3-second time penalty for him. And so far, Pyro will win the race. He's a net P1 of the race on 6 lap on mediums. Yellow flags in sector 2. The Mercedes gone for a spin. And Rutty's still in the race. He's still racing, and he's not going to give up just yet. As Adakov and Jamie Morris go side by side, Adakov seems to have the advantage into turn 1, but Jamie Morris is not going to back out as he goes down the inside, pushes Adakov wide, and Adakov has to go on the runoff as he gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting, but can get that easily removed as he had to cut the corner to stay out of an incident between Jamie Morris and himself. And we can see Vogel going side by side with Jamie Morris now. Vogel has the outside line, now has the inside line, as Jamie Morris does not let him get past, and Vogel stays behind. Yellow flags in sector 2. What's that? What's happened there? I think it's a Williams. Is that a Williams, or it's a Williams? Yeah, or an Alpine. I'm not sure who it is, but someone's had a spin. As Rutty following Snell closely, and Adakov is in P2 of the race. Jamie Morris just behind, and then we got Vogel in P3. As they are all very close together, these four. And Jamie Morris seems to have the advantage going into Parabolica. Vogel following closely behind though, as they exit Parabolica and now onto the main straight they go. And Vogel gets past Jamie Morris. Does Crispel also get past? Yes, he does. Just about. Jamie Morris holds the inside line though. Chris Bull can't get past Jamie Morris, and it's a safety car again. It's another safety car. It's absolute chaos here in Monza. 3 safety cars. 3. Leighton has gone out of the race. He's out of the race. I'm gonna check what happened to him. Listen to me.
What a dickhead, leave the I'll just say I wasn't looking at my screen, I'm gonna shit. You should get the safety car. So you'll be disconnected and good.
And Nathan is out of the race. Jamie Morris finally enters the boxes. And now it's gonna be very tight. Oh! Oh! Pyro spun it under the safety car. Pyro spun it under the safety car. There's no way I just saw that. No! There's no way I just saw it. Pyro has just spun the car under the safety car. Pyro just spun the McLaren in the safety car period, and he's out of contention for the lead. Well, he's right at the back, behind Rutty, behind Paco, behind Adakov. This is crazy. Is there going to be safety car in this lap? As you can see, XD Paco 1823. Is it a safety car in this lap? It should be, but it's not yet a safety car. It is safety car in this lap. That was very late, but Vogel is going to lead the safety car restart. Is it going to be slow? No. Oh, look how close Crispell gets, and they're already side by side on the restart. Pyro retires from the session, and Vogel leads Crispell in P2, just behind Crispell down the inside of Pyro. I mean, of Vogel, but Vogel manages to keep P1 of the race with Crispell right behind him. Then comes Embrick, who's making a comeback here. On the back of Crispell, will Embrick make a move? No, he's going to slot in for P3. Then further back, the two Alpines having a right old battle. As Jamie Morris is sent into the barriers and he's out. No, that's Owen sent into the barriers, and that's Owen out of the race. Jamie Morris in P4. Only 10 drivers left, that it's a virtual safety car. And we're going to have 3 laps to go racing. Vogel is currently in the lead of the race. We're going racing in SBS on lap 24 of 27. Embrick right behind Crispell, and then comes Jamie Morris. Is he going to get past? DRS enabled. The Alpine, will he go for the move on Embrick Boss? They go side by side into turn 1. Around the outside goes the Alpine. Embrick. It's a double overtake as Rutty also in on the action. Into P4 goes Rutty Gullet. Vogel currently in P1, but this could change in a matter of seconds. 25 of 27 laps raced here in Monza, and we've still got 2 laps to go, with the top 4 all battling it out for P1 of the race. Anyone could win. We've got 2 laps of racing, and this is going to be sprint race to the line, as I like to say. Crispell is so close to Vogel, he can see P1 of this race, but Jamie Morris makes the move on Crispell, and he's into P2 of the race, and Crispell can't seem to get past for now, as Rutty Gullet is still P4 and looking to make a move on Crispell. He slots, turns over to the left, to the outside, into Parabolica, the outside line into Parabolica. Will he make the move? They go very close, and it's very clean racing, very fair. The top 2 are out. They yeet each other into, they go crashing out of the race, and Rutty Gullet is now into P1, and Crispell is right behind. And Rutty is into P1, Crispell is just behind, and then goes Embrick Boss, who spun around, and he's down into P4 of the race, and then Crispell is down in P2. of the race, and we can see Rutty and Crispell now are just battling it out for the win. And Embrick makes the move on Adikov. What a move by Embrick Boss as he's up into P3 of the race. And Adikov and Paco very close together. Snell also very close to them too, as we're going to enter the final lap of the race, the closing stages. Now Crispell, it's going to be one last chance at P1 of the race. Rutty Gullet takes the fastest lap. Well, will Crispell look to make a move on Rutty Gullet as he closes in with the DRS? He's not going to go for a move just yet on the Alfa Romeo, on the Ferrari I mean. And Embrick Boss in P3, right behind this Paco, and then Snell. Further back we've got Adikov, and then we've got Ramonetic, who's in P7. Further back is Vogel, P8 of the race, and I think this is going to be P1 for Rutty Gullet unless Crispell can deny him. And I think this is going to be Rutty Gullet's win. As he's entering those two corners into Parabolica, he's weaving. He knows what's up. He knows that he's won the race. Into the final corner, Parabolica. He exits Parabolica. Rutty Gullet, CPI Rutty Gullet. He crosses the checkered line, and it is P1 for the Ferrari driver, the reserve should I say. P2 is Crispell, P3 Embrick, P4 is Paco, then P5 goes Snell, 700 is the gap between them two. Adikov in P6, Ramonetic is going to be P7, P8 will be Vogel. And what a drive from Rutty Gullet. Thank you for watching.